Hey, welcome to our code along here. We're going to be learning a few new commands. Basically, all we're going to be doing in this video is how to add a little bit of color to our pictures to snazz them up a little bit, and how to mess with these borders. Because if you see, these circles actually have a little bit of a border, and we can change both the size and the color of those borders. So let's get to it. If you would like to fill your circles with color, there's a command that you could use in P5, and I'll let you take 2 seconds to guess what that command might be. That's right, it's fill. Of course it's fill. You can use the command fill to fill the circles underneath it. So if you use fill, what it'll do is fill every shape underneath it with that color. So what you could do is pick a number to fill it with a number between 0 and 255. That's your parameters. Now, just to tell you this, if you put in 0, you get black. If you put in 255, you get white. And everything in between gives you different shades of gray. So let's try this out. So fill takes in a parameter, one number. Could take in more. We'll talk about that later. Don't listen to that. Anyway, you could take in one number. If I put 0 in here, watch what happens. Boom, I got some black circles. Now, let's say I put in 255. What happens? Boom, I get some white circles. Let's say I put in fill 100. I get some gray circles. So you could just mess with these numbers and get all sorts of different colors, but you have to realize that what happened here is that I'm changing the color of every single circle underneath the fill. So this fill got applied to everything. If you want to make each one of these a different color, you actually have to put a different fill on each one of them. So on top of the circle that you want to color, you use fill. So let's say I want the first one to be black. Now the second one I actually want to be a little bit lighter. So let's fill that with something a little bit lighter. Let's go up to, I don't know, 80. Okay, and we'll play that, and you'll see that now all the circles got a little bit lighter. Now let's make the next one even a little lighter than that. So let's do fill, I don't know, 160, 160. Gets a little lighter. Let's do fill 240, and then we'll do fill 255 for our last one. And so now each one of our circles, you'll see, have a nice different color. So what have we learned? If you want to shade in shape, all you have to do is put fill on top of it and put a number in between 0 and 255 to shade it. 0 is black, 255 is white. All right, now let's start messing with these borders. Now, if you look really closely, you'll see that there's a border around each circle, a little black border. It's actually 1 pixel wide. Now, we can actually mess with those colors by using a thing called stroke. Okay, so we can use this thing called stroke to change the color of the border. So whenever you see the word stroke in P5, just think border. Okay, border. So once again, to change the color of the border, right now it's black, to a different color, what you just put in is a number between 0 and 255. So let's say I wanted white borders. All I'd have to do is put 255 in there. And look, each one of these now has a white border. Maybe you don't see it, but let's zoom in real close here. Let's see. See that? We got a white border on each one of our circles. See, it used to be black. That worked. Now, we can make it maybe gray. Let's that. You'll see now it's a gray border. See how it's like a dark gray? So you could change the color that way. Now, it's kind of hard to see when you have such a small border, so why don't we try making it a bigger border? The way we increase the size of the border is something called stroke weight. All right, so think of that as border weight. All right, and this takes any number that you want to put in. You can put any number you want into this. But just know this, it is the amount of pixels the border will be. So if you want it, right now your border is 1 pixel large. Literally each one of this border goes around 1 pixel. The number you put here will increase the border to that many pixels. So let's say I put in 10 here. Watch what happens. Now I have these very large borders. You could even put in 20. You could put in bigger numbers, 50. All sorts of crazy things happen when you put in these large numbers for stroke weight. So that's it. To review what we learned today, we learned that fill changes the color inside the circle, stroke changes the border color of the circle, and stroke weight changes the size of the circle. And remember, you have to put to change each individual circle, you will have to put it on top of the shape itself. So for this one, if I want a different stroke color, I will just do this, and that should, actually, let's make it 255. That will change it. And stroke weight. Let's make it nice and small. So there we go. That's today's lesson. Try changing the stroke weight and stroke for each one of the 5 circles, so they all have different colors for the, for the border, and a different size for the border. All right, that's it. Don't forget to kiss your mother and love her very much, because she cares about you and she loves you. Bye.